All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to announce the February 21st bill for 2025, Raising the Bar. We put our save the dates out earlier, and now we're officially here to announce the bill today. Larry Wainstein, how are you doing, firstly?
All good, Ben. Thanks very much. Thanks for asking. Yeah, at one stage I wasn't sure how I was doing, but now we're doing fine because the application's in, and it takes a bit putting a tournament together so early, because a lot of the guys are not expecting it, but there are guys that have been training, and that's why we thought it's advantageous to put one out, and let's get going.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice early one for the year. I think it's the earliest we put out a tournament in February.
Yes.
Usually boxing does start in March, but we did mention a few challenges, but 8 tournaments in the year we had to get going. Are you excited about this bill? I know we're going to go through it, but I mean, just looking at it, are you excited with it?
Very excited. I think there's a lot of talent in it, and it's your 8-rounders, 6-rounders, 4-rounders. You know, these are guys, and that's why Raising the Bar, these are the guys that want to become, that aspire to become what a lot of our top fighters are.
And one of our top fighters, I'll start at the top of the bill, announcing that Katlego Kanyisa will be back in the ring on the 21st of September. He comes up in a non-title fight, but he is headlining. What's your thoughts on his fights and him being in the ring again?
Well, we needed to sort of headline the up-and-coming fighters, and who better than him? I mean, he is ex-Gauteng title holder in the one weight, and he's unbeaten, and we have hopes for him, and this is really getting him going early, because there's plans for him during the year, and so this is part of that whole plan that we have for him.
Yeah, a lot of people liken him also to like Lorato Glamini's understudy, so that's obviously a massive compliment, and you guys have, as you mentioned, plans for 8 title for him later in the year. Co-main events of the evening, Sinakosi Malochwa, he had a fantastic comeback win, and obviously you have a lot of faith in him. What do you think of his fight?
Well, obviously he's shown us now that he's stepped up from the first fight after his layoff, and he's also been training right through, and he was ready to fight, and now we're putting him in again. You'll see that a lot of our fighters fought on our last tournament, and they're fighting again, which is quite, it's not unusual, but it's good for them, you know.
Well, what did you make of his comeback fight? Because he showed, I thought, a lot of maturity, a lot of mental obstacles that he had to overcome. Yeah,
his comeback fight was a little bit, wasn't him, but as you know, it wasn't the physical side, it was the mental side, and he got through that well. He really showed determination, and that he's ready to go to the next level.
Yeah, I was super impressed with that performance as well. I didn't expect it. You know, he came back like almost like, I'd say, the old but a newer, improved version of Sinakosi Malochwa. Larry, I'm going to go in no particular order now. I'm just going to shoot off the hip. Fresh new signing, Prince from the Western Cape. You guys went down there and obviously made a big announcement. He'll be featuring on this tournament. That's a massive move.
Yes, no, it is. You know, we wanted to also get started with him, and obviously we've got Jack Bryce's he's given us the go-ahead, and we just think we think a lot of the kid. I saw him in Cape Town. Colin and I went down to see him, and I think he's got a hell of a lot of talent, and he's got scope, and we thought, this is our new year, let's get him in and get started. And obviously it's with Bryce's consent. Colin is managing him as no doubt manager, and we need to be putting him on Boxing 5 tournaments, as well as if there's something in Cape Town, he'll fight in Cape Town. So let's see.
Yeah, and he fits the mold of sort of the vision behind Boxing 5 is good young fighters coming through. He's already 6-0 in his career at the age of 20. That must excite you.
Yeah, it does. Those are the things that excite me, is these guys that have come through, and now you start putting them against opponents where they've got to step up and show you what level they're at, so we can see where we can take them.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he brings, especially here in Gauteng, to see how he matches up against the opposition this side. Chris Morrow, he's been in the gym for about a year now, you know, just grinding away and looking for his opportunity. He lands one now. What's your thoughts on him? Well,
Chris has got a story on his own, because about a year ago, I think, or maybe a bit more, we put him on our tournament. And what happened was he was booked on another tournament. They took a fight, which didn't turn out the way they would have liked to. And then he came up to Joburg, and he's got, he's fitted in with the guys. He really is a good youngster, good character, and he's very dedicated. And like Daron, at the time, he wasn't able to put him on the bill, but when the time was right, Colin thought, let's give him a shot. And yeah, we're giving Chris his chance, and let's see what happens. You can take it, and let's see where it goes to.
Yeah, it's always exciting seeing new fighters on the scene and seeing exactly what they can do. You mentioned Daron, so I'll go straight to Daron Zinman. He obviously did well on his debut. He was a bit frustrated. He was looking for the knockout on the night, but all with learning experience.
You know, that's what people don't realize. It's all well and good training and all well and good watching the guys and seeing what they can do. It's really, he's also a very dedicated. The twins, we call them. I mean, there's the two of them. There's him and Josh. They're inseparable. So really, we thought this is the time to put the guys on because we're starting to plan. A lot of the other guys that we're looking to go further and do more, they hadn't been training. Some guys have. But this tournament is really to get it started. And the 4-6 rounders, you know, they're able to come a step up, and they don't take much conditioning, although they have to be in top condition.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're looking at doing.
And you would have seen that a lot of people in the gym would have already been here early, putting in the work during December. In fact, I saw that on social media.
For sure.
One of them was what you just mentioned, Joshua Feldman. He's been like relentless nonstop.
Yeah.
He takes a step up in competition, but exciting to see him.
Again, unbeaten. Come along slowly, as Colin likes to do, and Colin knows when he's ready now. And now there's another level that he's going to. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, I can't wait for him. Southpaw youngster, obviously he made a big announcement, and we had the two Jewish fighters on the same night, which was a massive step. Yeah. Again, featuring together, was that planned?
Yes, because he's one of the up-and-coming fighters. Because, you know, we don't have too many 4-round fighters left. All of them have sort of progressed, as Josh has progressed to 6 rounds now,
yes,
and will then progress later on to 8 rounds. So that's what it's about. I mean, so really, it wasn't planned. But when you sit and look at the opportunity just arose to have them on again.
Yes, and you got also a kid, Danny De Oliveira as well. Is building a youngster called Amos Mpanda, and he's 2-0 in the junior welterweight division. He comes onto the tournament a little bit of an unknown quantity, but
sure.
he's going to want to set the bar high and announce himself.
Yeah, I think he does. I've seen him in the gym, but I haven't seen him in a fight. Colin has, and Colin says let's give him a chance. So let's see. You know, we're all about giving chances. It's not about saying we don't put anyone out on our bill if they haven't signed with Boxing 5, but let's give them a chance and see if they step up.
And what I wanted to mention is also, like, bouts are subject to change before the bouts all the time. So when we record the interview, this is as is.
Yes.
And last but not least, Samir Muller. He steps back onto Boxing 5 promotions in his division as well. Yeah,
he does. And Samir has been with us for a while, trained by Damien Durant. And we also thought, let's put him on. His last fight he always comes to put on a good show. So when he reached out and said he's fit and he'd like to come on the bill, we then said, okay, let's put him on. You know, so we look forward to that.
And I actually saw on social media he said that Boxing 5 was very considerate for the fact that, you know, getting him a fight before Ramadan as well. I think I suppose that also factored into your decision to put him on in Feb.
No, it was, and I mean, what we found is because of the Ramadan, and we take it. I mean, all religions is serious, and we take it serious. And we had choices to try and push it out to the 28th because that's later on in the month, gives you another week or so. But the problem is Ramadan could start the 28th depending on the moon. 28th because it's the end of the month. So we then had to bring our tournament closer by a week we thought the 22nd. But there's we don't want to go against the big boxing that's on the 22nd, so we landed up on the 21st, which is fine. I mean, it's not a train smash. Like I said, Boyson's fans will come and they'll be there and they'll come and watch, and it's starting the year and it'll be great.
We all like Friday night fights. So of course, straight after work, you just jump into the best entertainment you possibly can.
Yeah.
Pull into the box camp at Boyson's to get stellar nights of boxing.
Sure.
You mentioned that there are new sponsors that have come on board as well. I know we touched on it briefly in the previous interview, but I don't know if you want to go a little bit more into it.
Yeah, you know, we're not blessed with a plethora of sponsors, and the main sponsor is Penguin and GVSC, which are my companies. But we have got a few other sponsors that we appreciate. There's still, and in fact, one of his boys on the headline bill is Stephen Peterson, Propshaft. He phoned up and said, "Hey, please, I'm still, even though we're fighting one of your boys, I'm still there." And he's always been there for us to help us with the money side of it. And then we've got two very, very interesting new guys. When we bring somebody on, we don't just chuck them in the deep end and take all their money, fleece them of the money. We bring them in slowly. And one of them is a customer of GVSC's called Dave Shear. They do camping equipment and a whole host of stuff. And you'll see their logo on our posters now. They come on board. And they would be sponsoring Fight of the Night Belt, because obviously, with drivetrain, we're in a bit of a position. I don't know how to deal with it, to go and approach them and say, "Listen, are you still keen to do it? Aren't you keen to do it?" So we thought, let's settle down, and then I'll have a chat to them when things are a bit more settled. I think it's still a bit raw, and we don't want to go there and just assume they're not in or assume that they will be in, and we'll address that with whoever we have to when the time is right, because I also want to thank them, and it's a sad affair what happened to the man who supported a lot of boxers and boxing. He was an unbelievable guy and did it without conditions and did it out of the goodness of his heart. So that's the one aspect of it. And then the one that excites me the most is they've come on board. I wouldn't say it's a sponsor, but they've given us a product. We've become the distributor of the product, which aligns with boxing, and it aligns with a lot of combat sports and mental and physical, which I think it's something that boxing has needed, and we will be using it at our first weigh-in of the year on the 20th. And what it is, it's Brain Eye, which is a app that's on a phone, which measures the eye motions and everything, and tells you, is there any anomalies on the brain or any anomalies health-wise. So that we'll be doing and getting it. The first guys to be using it will be Boxing 5, and we're going to take it to market and bring in other sports, but boxing is first on the list. And it's something that Boxing 5 is aligning themselves with, because we've been given the rights to the product out of Australia.
Yeah, we'll have to record some of the footage of that as well, because obviously people at home will be curious to see how accurate the results come through, and
sure.
How are you able to read it. And I think that's interesting, the interesting dynamic that's been added here, because it could change the landscape.
I think it would. I think it would help boxers, and especially not just when they applying for licenses, where they have to do a brain scan, or when they come out of retirement, or they've had a break, or they've had to be rested for 60 days, and they come out, and you don't just rush off and say, "Well, let me go and check and do a brain scan at 12,000 rand a pop," and I know the price of it, because we've had the experience with Laduma, so that is just something that's come our way. It's not something that we've planned for, and we were approached through, as I said last time, through a friend of mine that had an affiliation in football, and somebody mentioned to him that I'm doing Boxing 5, and suddenly it's happened, and he's hopefully by Wednesday all the papers are signed. We'll have apps on Wednesday already to then start testing and showing it and showing people how it works, and it's very exciting, and not just for boxing. I think from a health point of view, I think it's very exciting.
I think boxing is definitely the right place to start as well, just considering obviously the brain and everything.
Yeah.
We look forward to this event. I can't wait for February 21st, and obviously to get through the weigh-ins and see all the dramas that take place, and then obviously on fight night, and then again, Fight of the Night title is up for grabs.
Up for grabs, as it is, and something that we're going to be adding to that for the fighters. I'm going to be speaking to Colin, because, as you know, no doubt, has become an ambassador for sports, the Nike boxing boot.
Yes.
And we might just throw in a pair of boots for the for the winner. A nice pair of Nike boots, so we'll just have to see if I can get Colin to sponsor that. That's going to be a hard job.
That's a question for Colin when he watches this interview. Maybe you can comment in the video somewhere. Yeah. Oh, well, that's lovely. Obviously, people would be able to see the website if they watched Colin Nathan's interview just before this one.
Sure.
Larry, I just wanted to wish you all the best for the tournament, and we can't wait for this one. It's going to be another big one.
There's no doubt, Hayden, and thank you once again. Thank you for all you do, and I think that it's going to be a hell of a year. Let's go.